Here's everything I know about dry fly fishing so that you can catch more fish. The very first thing is to know exactly where these fish are going to sit when there is a dry fly hatch. So when that hatch happens, they're going to sit on the seam of the fast and the slow water, but in the slower water because they don't want to work very hard to come up and take a dry fly off the surface. Now, a lot of people will throw in a dry fly and they're confused on why that fish refused their flight. It's because they're eating emergers. Now, this is an emerger eat. This fish is coming up and eating right about a ½ inch underneath the surface. A good fly for that is this PMD emerger or blueing olive, whatever fly is actually hatching during the day. And this is a Comparaden, one of my very favorite flies. A lot of times I'll use this and actually catch fish because some are going to come up on the dry flies, some will come up and eat on the emerger. If you put both of these on 12 to 18 inches apart, you can actually double your chances of catching a fish. And this fish is going to come up and eat, and watch how it splashes the surface. When you see splashing, that usually means an emerger eat, so they're not going to eat your dry fly. And we're going to do a little practicing here. I want you to watch this fish. You don't have polarized glasses on, but you can watch this fish feed below the surface. I'm going to track it for a little bit and then you watch it and see if you can keep your eyes on this fish. The more that you can keep your eyes on a specific fish, the more fish you're going to catch because they sit in a very, very narrow lane. And if your dry fly isn't perfectly within an inch of that lane, you're not going to catch them. And watch really closely as this fish comes up. If you want to see if they're eating emergers or dry flies, if their nose comes out of the water, they are definitely eating a dry fly. Okay, watch me hook this really big brown trout and notice how long it takes me to set the hook. He's going to come up and take the dry fly, and I'm going to wait 3 seconds before I set the hook. 1, 2, and 3. Bam, and then I set the hook. That is the most important part. If you set the hook too early on these fish, you will lose them 100%. You will just rip the fly out of their mouth. Now watch this fish come up and eat. If you set the hook here, you're going to miss that fish. I can promise you 100%. I've done it about 1,000 times. You want to set it here when that fish is going down so it has a good angle on it. Here's another fish coming up. It's going to eat a natural dry fly, and if you set the hook too soon, it's going to be really, really bad. Set the hook about here when his nose is going down. Wait 3 seconds after you see him break the surface and eat your dry fly. Let's practice. Ready, set, and boom. Wait 3 seconds. A lot of times people will say, God save the queen. It's very, very difficult to do, trust me. I have blown it so many times, but if you want to catch fish on dry flies, you have to be patient with your hook sets. Now you're probably wondering what flies you need to use. Here are some of my favorite flies. If you only have one fly, it's going to be the Comparaden. That is the best dry fly in my opinion of all of them. There's several sizes you need. The PMD split back emerger is a really good one. You can fish it as a nymph or an emerger. And then the Trina's bubble back emerger, that is a lot to say. You can carry these in a little bit smaller sizes from 18s down to 20s. You could even go down to a 22, and they have a little bead inside of them to weight it down. Here's how I would stack my fly box. I would take something like a Comparaden and I would do 6 flies, 3 of each color and 3 of each size. So you have a 9x9 fly box. Half of them I would do like this rust brown. The other half I would do a sulfur yellow color. Both will work, but the sulfur one will work better during the PMD hatch.